Hello, this is Douglas Robinson with Synapse Software, and today we're going to be demoing a couple of things. One of them is going to be Cortex Actions in general, but also another one is going to be the intended use case that we have for Cortex Actions, which is going to be, in the first iteration, migrating data from one system, like Cherwell, to another, like Halo. So in this case, we've got on the left side of the screen a little section called Actions. This icon is probably going to change at some point. And we've got a couple of different actions here. One of them is called create a Halo ticket. And we've got a section here where it shows the context that this is going to run against inside Cortex, letting it know this is going to work with Cherwell Incidents. We have slight bug. Those are ordered in the wrong way. I have a slight bug I have to fix for this where every time I edit one of these steps, it shows up at the bottom of the list. So you can ignore that for a moment. We have a step here that says create a business object. When we select create a business object, we can pick the data source that it's going to, and one of the data sources that we have defined is Halo. When we pick the Halo data source, we can see different types of ticket types in Halo. We can pick which one we want to submit, and then we get a list of fields that are available for that ticket type. You can see we can enter values like the team, we can put in summary and details values, and we can have tokens for values that are coming from our context, the table we're running this against in Cherwell, like incident ID, customer display name. There's two different ways to reference those. If you click on one of these and you click select, like created date time, it's just going to paste it in as a field rec ID because honestly, that's more unique than just the actual name. But you can also write in the display name for the field. We might change that to always use the field display name because there shouldn't ever be a situation where there's duplicates, but this will eventually work with more than just Cherwell. So right now it's set up to use field IDs since those can be different from the display name. But yeah, you can have tokens to insert values into sort of template in the target system from Cherwell. Got our details field with values coming from Cherwell description field. I get rid of this rec ID value because it's messy. Got the category that we're putting in, impact, urgency. Now, I'm gonna save out of here real quick and show you something else because the values there for impact and urgency and the team and the category, those will end up being validated values. On our Halo data source, we are actually pulling in all of those values like teams, categories, and impact field and urgency field values. And we have them defined in another area of our system, like the email monitoring solution that's coming out, where if you fill out these values for a team, you get drop downs. If you do categories, you get drop downs, impact and urgency. I haven't gotten around to building that out for this functionality for actions because it's still very new, but that will be coming. So if it looks like it's just a bunch of plain text boxes, don't freak out. That will be validated at some point. Next, if I go to, because we have our action defined, right? We're just filling in values on a ticket. If I go and find a bunch of incidents for Cherwell, I have a handy dandy actions button. And this lets me pick which action I want to run. I'm going to click the run button, and now I get a progress bar. Now, when this finishes, once this progress bar fills up and this is finished, we're going to see a bunch of log messages here that are basically going to say, you know, this is, sorry, lost my train of thought. They're basically going to say a Halo ticket was created, a Halo ticket was created, a Halo ticket was created. I think 81 times because that's how many incidents we have that we can run this against from Cherwell. And then we can see how those look inside Halo. All right, and so now we have finished and we can see we actually get the body content that we're sending out to Halo. So if you're troubleshooting something, you copy and paste that into a notepad. We've got a slight delay where we're waiting a few milliseconds in between each ticket just to prevent a couple of bugs that I was running into earlier. You can ignore that. And we've got the ticket number that we're getting back from Halo. So if I go into Halo ignore that. If I go into Halo, I believe I went through those into the second line support. Yes, it was. So if we go into Halo, we can see all of our very nice Cherwell incidents that are being created. You can see our little template there for the description values. Yeah, so these are the different description values for our different tickets. That's effectively it. Now, you might have noticed that took a while to run. This is going to be heavily dependent on the system that you are connecting to because it's going through the API. Now, in my case, I just have a trial instance for the Halo. I was going to say Halo API, but I have a trial instance of Halo, and I imagine it has fewer resources than a production instance, so it'll probably go faster than that in a real live demo example. If I run just a simple action that doesn't do anything, that's communicating out through an API, that's just iterating through all of the records in Cherwell, you can see can actually iterate through many, many, many more records in a much shorter period of time. So if it looks like it's fairly slow for us to create incidents, it's mostly dependent on the API that and the amount of resources and response time of the target system that we're sending to. That's basically it.